Hello everyone, welcome back with me, Junkoster3, for a new video. And I actually made this video at the same time as I uploaded the previous video, and that's because I got a lot of spare time and I actually don't have anything else to do, so I thought like maybe I can make another video. In this video I'm just going to show you some of my rare DVD movies that I think is pretty hard to find, and just to make it a little bit more interesting for you, just show some of my DVDs that I think is probably the most hardest to get on DVD. And it's almost just horror, but I'm going to start to show you some other movies that I think is pretty hard to find, and it's probably out of print as well. So I got really many movies down here that I want to show you. So I'm not really going to talk about every single movie because it's really many movies that I'm going to show you. So yeah, anyway, let's begin. The first movie is Casern. I think this is pretty hard to find. I got it as an import for Region 3 DVD, one of my first Region 3 DVDs actually. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's pretty hard to find. The Great Yokai War. I've shown you this movie before, I believe. And if you look at the back, it looks pretty crazy. Yeah. And now to some more horror movies. Killer Party. I think it's pretty hard to find on DVD as well. Some kind of slasher from the 80s. Haven't seen it yet, but it seems to be interesting. And another movie that I've actually tried to find it on the movie database, and I couldn't even find it there. So the title is The Savage Bees, and I think this is really hard to find on DVD. I just picked it up. I didn't find it. I bought it. It was already used, and yeah, probably really hard to find because I can't even find it on the movie database. But yeah. And here we got the double feature with the Ginger Dead Man and the Ginger Dead Man 2. I'm not really sure if it's easy to find in other countries, but here in Sweden it's pretty hard to find these two movies, so yeah. And I can say that I'm not a big fan of the first movie, so I probably not like the second movie as well, but it's a really bad movie that you need to have in your collection. And next one is not really a horror movie, it's more sci-fi, thriller, or whatever you call it, or action. But The Wraith, which I really enjoyed, this blew me away. I loved this movie, and it's pretty hard to find, I believe. Anyway, here in Sweden it's pretty hard to find. So and it's with a slipcover right there as well. Nice. And also got this. I probably showed you this movie in another video as well, but The Blood and Satan's Claw, I think it's pretty hard to find on DVD as well. Yeah, nothing else to say about that movie. Left me with a really creepy feeling, that movie. It was not scary, and the plot was not like the best, but the actors and the way they filmed it and the way the music was, it still got me some creeps. And another horror movie from the 80s is Evil Speak, which is pretty hard to find in Sweden as well. Not really sure. This is just my rarest DVD in my DVDs in my collection, but this is actually a double pack like that with the cut version and the uncut version, I believe. And some kind of artwork right there. Really love these awesome DVDs that we got artwork and all that. And here we got the movie that I haven't seen yet, but I'm really curious about it, and it's Death Trap, directed by Toby Hooper. But I don't really think the original title is Death Trap. The original title is Eaten Alive, I believe. Yeah, and this is I think this is a Vipco release. I'm not really sure. Yeah, shit the same. Seems to be interesting. And next movie is Death Machine. It was a while since I saw it, so I don't really remember it, but I think I remember that it was pretty good. I don't really think it now. There was no artwork right there. And here we got Bloody Birthday. I've shown you this in one very old video that I uploaded on YouTube. And I think this has some nice artwork. This is some booklet right here. Not really a booklet, I believe, but I don't really know if you can see it right there. But I think it's something under the disc as well. Here we got the birthday cake right there under the disc. Really nice. Loved that movie. I also got this shopping mall. I think this is pretty hard to find even in the US, I believe. I got it for a pretty good price, so I just had to buy it. So yeah, not the best movie in the world, just cheesy fun. Yeah, nothing more than that. And we got Christmas Evil. And I really love these Christmas horror movies, but I actually didn't really love this movie. I think it was okay, but nothing too special, if you ask me. I don't know if it's nothing down there. Here we got Happy Birthday to Me, which I saw pretty recently with my friend. And this is not really, I think there was some problem with finding the original soundtrack or something like that with this movie. I'm not really sure, but I've heard it from a lot of movie collectors that they're saying, oh, they're pretty hard to find with the original music or the soundtrack. But I don't really know. But I got the movie and I liked it, and the ending of the movie was though kind of random. I don't really understood the ending of the movie, but yeah. And we got another movie which I haven't seen yet, but I think it's pretty hard to find, is Fire in the Sky. And it says it's based on the true story. Not really sure, but anyway, I haven't seen it yet, so I got nothing else to say. And I actually made a video with 30 questions for a while back, and one of the questions were, which is your favorite monster movie? And I actually picked Chud, Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers, as my favorite monster movie, but I actually loved this one even more. Pumpkinhead, really awesome. I remember that I was looking for this movie for a very long time, and I finally got it on DVD. And yeah, I've seen it a lot of times with my friends, and yeah, really nice. Pumpkinhead. And another movie that I don't really think this movie is that famous, not really well known, but it's Hell Comes to Frogtown. I just bought it because the previous day, before I bought this movie, I actually watched Bad Taste, and I thought, I want to have more movies like Bad Taste. But I don't really think this is like Bad Taste. I just bought it because it looked weird and with those frog things, and yeah, haven't seen it yet, but seems to be really funny. And another movie which is, I think this is very hard to find on DVD, I'm not really sure, but it is Samurai Zombie. Saw it pretty recently as well, and I loved it, and that's probably because it says that it's written and produced by Ryuhei Kitamura. Can't really pronounce his name, but that's the person who directed Versus and a couple of other awesome movies after that, so that's probably one reason why I liked this movie. And it's directed by Tak Sakaguchi, who's an actor, the hero in Versus, or the prisoner, or whatever you want to call it. And another movie is Welcome to the Jungle, which is this is like the Blair Witch, but instead of the witch they got cannibals instead. And if you think like, oh, this is like Cannibal Holocaust, this is not like Cannibal Holocaust. This is more the Cannibal Holocaust. This is more like a not as violent as Cannibal Holocaust, not at all. This is more like Blair Witch than Cannibal Holocaust, but it's, yeah, I think you understand what I mean. Yeah, Welcome to the Jungle. Another movie which I haven't seen in very many movie collectors' collections is Slash, and I don't think this is so well known, this movie, but as I remember, I thought that it was pretty good. It was a while since I saw it. Probably had to see it again, but I think it was pretty good. Yeah, Slash. And next is a double feature with two movies on one disc, and that is Scarecrow and Scarecrow Slayer. And I know that both of these movies have terrible, really bad. They're really bad on the movie database. Both of them got really low. But I actually liked the first one, Scarecrow. I liked that movie because it was a revenge movie, and I love all revenge movies really much. But the second one, the Scarecrow Slayer, that was freaking terrible. I mean, really terrible. So I'm not going to watch that one again, but I'm probably going to watch Scarecrow again. And another movie from the 80s, I believe, or in the end of the 80s, is New Year's Evil. And I remember that the killer in this movie got really annoying voice. So I was really mad at that, but that didn't matter so much. But I still thought it was a pretty good slasher, and it was an okay movie, okay slasher. If you like slasher movies, and if you like all slasher movies, you will probably like this one as well. Yeah, New Year's Evil. And another movie is, I don't really know if it's super rare or very hard to get on DVD, or if it's out of print, but here in Sweden it is very hard to find on DVD, and that is Night of the Demons. Of course it's the original, not some stupid remake, and I loved this movie. For the first time I saw it, was like, yes, this was amazing, I want to see it again. Yeah, pure awesomeness. Yeah, Night of the Demons. And another movie that I believe is in 2-disc featurette bonus thing in the US. This includes with another movie, but I got it on a British release, I believe. And that is Motel Hell, which is I think it's really hard to get this DVD even in the US, I believe. I'm not really sure, but I thought this movie was kind of good. Was a little bit disappointed that this pig man, or whatever you call it, was just in the ending, but yeah, still a good movie. And another movie that was made by George A. Romero, which is probably one of his most unknown movies. There's not very many. What am I going to talk about? I will shut the fuck up and show you the movie, and that is Monkey Shines. I think it's not really many people know about this movie, especially because this is George A. Romero's movie, and I don't really know if very many people know about this movie. By the way, sorry for speaking very bad English at the moment, because I can't come up with anything to say. Yeah, Monkey Shines, nothing else to say about that. And the last movie that I'm going to show you in my collection that I think is pretty rare and pretty hard to find is Madman from 1981 or something like that, I believe. I just watched it once, and I know that very many people like this movie. That say, oh my god, this is a really nice slasher movie. And don't get me wrong, but I really hated this movie really much. I got no words for it. I mean, it's really bad. I hated the plot, I hated the actors, I hated the killing scenes, and I hated the killer and everything. I hated the acting. The acting was terrible. And of course, yes, all slasher movies don't have good acting at all, but this was, I just didn't like this movie, and it was so boring, and yeah. And I actually liked almost all the slashers from the 80s. All of them, even those movies that have really bad on the movie database, really bad like that. This one was terrible, really terrible. So this movie was, yes, I'm not going to complain more about this movie, because but I'm going to watch it maybe a second time. But today I am not going to buy it. I'm not going to watch it again. So hope you enjoyed and hope you didn't get bored of my very bad English speaking. See you next time. Bye bye.